Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on Wastelands. This is a new mod map out by FSPT. It's 99.87 megabytes to download. We start off here at the main machinery store vehicle shop with its workshop trigger just here. The map looks like this, and apart from, we do have some fields and we do have some olives and grapes areas, olive and grape areas. It's pretty much as it says, it's a wasteland, open area for doing pretty much anything you want. On New Farmer, we do start with plot 4 down here, which has got a farm on it with some sheep. There is a secondary farm up here. What I will say is the plot and field prices are pretty expensive. What is nice though is this area here, we'll have a look at as we go around. A lot of the sell points are all here, but you can buy the plots that a lot of the sell points are on. So you could add other bits on there for placeables and things if you want. Plot 31 we'll get to later on. That's got the biogas plant on. I'm going to put some money in to show you a couple of things. Down here in the southeast we do have a quarry, which we're going to have a look at. That is a puzzling one, and I'll explain when we get there. It's, I've said it before, it's a bit clunky in places. Like I said about field prices, plots like this here, 10 and 11, 41,988, 41,928, not too bad at all. But then when you get onto these larger areas, 255,899, that's not too bad. But when you get onto these sorts of ones here, 747 grand, 762 grand, you know, we're getting on to that's 900 odd, you know, they're not cheap. But you can build up, I guess, gradually work you out. Plot 3 down there. I think the ones around the farm, the main start farm, aren't too bad. So you can start off buying the smaller plots and then work your way up the map. We're going to do a weird route, sort of anti-clockwise-ish around the map. You'll see as we go around, and we'll take everything in. It does say there are 9 collectibles. I haven't found one yet, but apparently there are 9. Whether they're going to be cassette tapes, game tapes, whether they're going to be cheeses, I haven't found one. But sometimes on the map tools we do come across them. The verges, the periphery of the map, if we click on that, that really isn't cheap at all. That we're looking at 2,490,108, which takes in a lot of the area around where the sell points are and the quarry down the bottom. Now that's, well, I would have thought that was important. You'll see when we get there. Because of what I thought was there, I'm being very cryptic. We'll see when we get there. So what I'm going to do is put some money in to help out later on, and I'm going to get a pickup because it'll be quicker to go from here by pickup than anywhere else. Let's get anywhere else. That's north. So we're going to go out and head down the map. Down there. I'll see you in a moment. So our pickup is here. Actually, what we'll do is, actually we'll talk about mods. We'll do that now before we head off. As far as mods go with regard to what the map maker has put in, if we scroll down here, there are no vehicles added in. That's the least. And if we go into build mode, you will find that I think it's only silos. We've got a couple of silos here. Seed fertilizer and lime silo, 400,000 litre. We'll get to that later on. We've got an NL1622 2000 2 million litre bin. And then I think, where were the other ones? Farmhouses, there wasn't anything. Tools, no, nothing on silo extensions. All of the productions are on here as modded. Now sometimes you get that on maps, but there's a whole load of production chains on here. There's one added sell point. We've got the supermarket. There was nothing under animals. Just double check that. But we do have some beehives we'll get to later on. Under decoration, there wasn't anything. Landscaping, I don't think there was actually. I'm just trying to think. Painting. No, pretty sure it's just silos and production chains. So not a huge amount over and above what's standard in game put in. Let's jump in the pickup. We're going to come out and we're going to head south. So we're going to take in pretty much all of the production chains, all of the sell points first. All the way around to the outside, all the wasteland that's available. It's got a nice sweeping terrain about it. There are a couple of bits here and there that are unfinished is the wrong word. Let's just say angular, a little bit sharp in places. Now, one thing I haven't done, maybe I should have done, the fact they were all saying modded, but there's a lot of them, is I'm wondering now whether any of the production chains are speedier productions, whether they've been adjusted or amended. I will have a look. Gas station is just here. We go through the gap, which looks like on the map a placeables area. This is the biogas plant. So this was that plot I said we'd get to. Two large silage clamps just to the side there. And this is one of those ones where buying the land will give you access to the biogas plant. So if we zoom in right here, plot 31, 47,160. If we buy that, you'll now see that all of our icons are there. It does have a ramp for loading in. Makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it? And this is a standard biogas plant, 24 cycles per month, the regular things going in and the regular thing coming out. So fairly standard. Plenty of room. Because you're on the land as well, it would give you the ability, does give you the ability. Actually, you know what we'll do? Just to prove the point, let's go into build mode. Let's go to, doesn't matter, sheds, I guess. Collides with player. But you can put placeables down on here, so if you want to add extra silage clamps or whatever you want. Anything you think that might work well with your biogas plant, you can place here. Heading back out. Hoping I take the same route as I did on the way in, otherwise I'm going to get myself confused by my notes because there's a lot of them all on top of each other here. I think I went across the back here. We have got through the gap here, avoiding the tree would be a better idea. Obviously you can get to this the normal roadway, but I just can run back. We've got livestock market just there, and we've got a bales sell point just there. Come through the gap here, we have got a sawmill for all intents and purposes. We've got a wood sell point and a wood chip sell point, so you put the stuff onto there and you've got your sell wood point there, and you've got a sell point here for wood chips as well. So unlike a normal sawmill, like a production chain sawmill, which there isn't one on the map, where if you buy it, you're bringing your lumber and wood chip will be produced by the sawmill. This is a sell point for wood chips. So something to be aware of. If you do want to do forestry, then you might want to place a production chain one if you want to make planks and that kind of thing. Heading down from here, we've got the, is that a cooperative sell point? I'm going to check on the map just to make sure I'm in the correct place. So in gas station, biogas plant, livestock market, bales sell, wood and wood chips. Yes, cooperative sell point. Cooperative sell point is just here. Up through here. We've got the grain sell. And then beyond that we've got seed and fertiliser station. That's a buy point. So just through here and to the right, we've got a seed and fertiliser purchase point. And like I said, with these, we've got all the little plots that you can purchase. Bakery to my left. We turn around here, spinnery to my right. carpentry to the left. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's buy one of these because I've got the money now because I put some in. Let's buy production chain. It's the same price. Just looking to see. Furniture, wood chips, wood in, planks in. It looks fairly standard. Cycles per month are pretty standard. It's not like they're ridiculously high or anything like that. I think it's just because they've been modified. The signs and stuff have been changed. We've got Portuguese on these. And I think that's why they're showing as modded. Whilst they are the fairly standard buildings and it's going to have a fairly standard production, because the signs have been adjusted, they have been modified, therefore they are mods. Doesn't hurt to check, does it? So, carpentry to the left. To the right, dairy. To the left, cereal factory. To the left again, grain mill. To our right, we've got the oil mill. We've got the tailors. To the right there, we've got the grape processing unit. To our left, we've got the supermarket sell point. To the left there, we have got the sugar mill. I think that's all of them. Supermarket, grape processing, sugar mill. Yeah, I think so. So that's pretty much all the productions and sell points. Like it's all clustered in one area. What I will say, the lighting's good. The colour palette works. We've got a lot of flowers around here, but I wouldn't say they're muted, but they're more sort of pastel-y. They're not very bright and overbearing, which works. From here, we'll come back out and continue south down to the main farm that we start with on the map. It's not far to go. So everything is here to get going straight off the bat. When I checked this the first time round, when I went onto easy mode, there were no contracts. So I put a question mark by it. When I came onto here on farm manager and start from scratch, there were contracts available. So there are contracts available. It was just for whatever reason, when I came onto it the first time, there were none showing. There are contracts. There aren't a lot of fields, obviously, but there are some contracts available. But you've got that ability to then really tailor the map however you want moving forward. Coming down into the main farm area, we've got the NL1622 2000 silo. It's a 2 million litre silo. Over the back we've got a silage clamp. We've got a hayloft. This is standard in-game hayloft. What are they now? 500,000 litres? I'm going to have to check that because silos. Oh no, 250,000. Why do I think the haylofts have been changed? I thought the capacity had been upgraded to 500. Maybe that's a modded version. We've got our farmhouse sleep trigger just over here. Now, this is where we encounter a slight problem. We own the land because we're on a new farmer, so we'll talk about slot count in just a moment as well. So we own this plot of land, we own everything on it. And because we start with the sort of trailer, it's not a porter cabin, but trailer, that concept of building up from here, expanding your farm, maybe getting to a point where you can put a new farm in, here's the problem. If we go to demolish, we can't get rid of anything. Nothing at the main farm here will sell under the demolish button. I went round, tried the silo, tried the silage clamp, the sleep trigger, nothing will sell. Now that was going into it normally. If we go into landscaping then demolish, same thing. I can't get any of the buildings to sell. So it does kind of hinder you in a way because you can't get rid of that and put a different one in. Obviously, you can place multiple sleep triggers. It doesn't matter. You could put a house somewhere else, but it's unusual that you can't move stuff or sell stuff on a map that is essentially a kind of build it as you go kind of thing. But it's worth pointing out. So our start equipment on all 3 game modes, new farmer, farm manager and start from scratch, the slot count is 935. You do start with all the machinery and all the buildings obviously are all here. The only difference is on farm manager and start from scratch you don't own the land, which you would have to purchase. If we go into here and scroll down to that point, our owned items, Massey Ferguson 3670. We've got John Deere 7R270. We've got the Topliner 4090 Deutz-Fahr Harvester. We've got a class trailer, header for the harvester. We do have a Pertinger plough. We've got a Horsch cultivator. We do have the Nordstrom seeder. We've got 1 mower, just a front mower. We don't have a rear mower or a side mower for that. We do have a forage wagon, small baler, and then a large, I'd say large, an Arcusin bale stacker. That's all the start equipment, and that is all here at the main farm, tucked away nice and neatly inside the sheds, as you can see. Now if we go up through the gap here, we do start with sheep, or sheep pen should I say. We don't start with sheep, we do have a sheep pen here at this farm. The dialogue box is just here. This will do 150 sheep. Your point here for your wool pallets, your spawn point is just there. Now this is all open here, so they go all the way out around here. Nice open space for the sheep, but it's like a pasture. You are going to need water as well as food here. It's not a barn one that doesn't require water, so treat it like a pasture. As long as they get water and they've got hay or grass, they will be absolutely fine. So from here we're going to head out towards the quarry, I think. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just show you on the map again. I do it every now and again, don't I? So from here, all the sell points and production chains and biogas plant, we came out here and then down the track here. We're now at the main farm there and the sheep pen pasture just there. We're going to go up to here and there's a little track that runs along. Then we're going to take a track up there and we're going to head out here to the southeast to the quarry. I was saying, yeah, quarry kind of it is, but it's, yeah, there's a weird one. I'll show you when we get. It's a good chance to have a look at the landscape as we go. If you do want to do forestry, there are plenty of trees around that can be cut down, that can be purchased on plots. Not a forestry plot per se. Some maps you'll get, one of the plots will just be forestry. That is all part of the verges, so to speak, the periphery. I guess you've got this bit here. It's I suppose that is the forestry bit. It's another little bit around there. It's only one small bit, but as you can see, we've got plenty of trees all over the place. So, and there are areas which are fairly flat, as well as nice sweeping terrain. There are some nice flat areas. So for things like sawmills and production chains and anything else you want to add in, again, placing them shouldn't be too much of a problem. It shouldn't require too much landscaping. And if you do want to do lots of landscaping, that's your thing. So as we turn the corner, you can see the facility coming into view. Like I say the quarry, I mean, the area to the right, I think it's one of those things, it depends how you look upon it. We've got some area out to the right hand side, which will be pretty good for, you know, all-terrain vehicles, 4x4s, whatever you want to, if you want to come out here and do a bit of trialling and driving around. My immediate thought was, if you come out here and prepped your map, you could fill a lot of these gullies and areas with rock. So you could have it as a quarry where you come and collect rock if you wanted to kind of have that as part of a storyline, if you wanted to. And then as we come across here, we come across this a few times on maps, where we'll either have rock or we'll have lime. But lime station is just here for the purchase of lime. And then we've got all of this to the left hand side there. And as we head around further, we come to the back, we've got the debris crusher. Now a debris crusher takes stone, crushes it and makes lime. Now this is just a sell point. It's not one that works as a production chain, so it doesn't. But we've got all of this white stuff here. So I thought immediately, well, this is all part of the periphery of the map. It's not cheap to buy, but if you purchased it, all of this lime would be yours to do whatever you want with. So I did that to test it. And it's not lime. I'm going to put a screenshot up now. That's snow. That's the snow icon. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's obviously been put in to make it look like, you know, it's a lime facility. They're crushing stone, they're making lime. But if you were going to do that, why not put lime here? Why put snow? It seems a bit peculiar. It's not cheap to buy, so it's not like you're going to get access to it straight away when you buy the map, or buy any of the plots of the map. But yeah, I don't know, it just threw me a little bit. I assumed straight away, I thought, well, I'll check it just in case, and it was snow. So yeah, just be aware of that. If you are thinking, oh look, all that's there, I'll save up, I'll get some money, I'll buy the whole area, and I've got all that lime to me to do what I want with, not really. But like I say, just to be aware of it. So, we're going to come out from here. And I'm going to be looking for a turning on the right, so we can head north up the map. And we had a map recently, and I can't remember which map it was, that said there were wild boar. Was it in the woods? I can't remember where it was now. When we get up here, I'll show you. Well, I'll show you. I won't show you. You can hear. I think that's what they've tried to do, unless I'm being really blind. But so we are heading north. Cross over the bridge here. And on our right, in the trees, we have got a biomass heating plant. There is a turning coming up. I think I missed it the first time through. Here we are. Biomass heating plant is just here. But we're going to the woods. You hear them? I can hear the squealing, sound like pigs, so in my mind it's wild boar. So I was having a look. I haven't seen anything, but the sound effect is definitely here. So I did initially, when I first heard it, think, oh, I wonder if there's a bit of a land here you're supposed to buy and you get a pig pen or something like that. But again, I haven't found anything like that. But there you go. Just in case you're wondering, if you suddenly hear the sound of pigs in the woods. So, we came across to the quarry area here. We then came out from there to this turning. We came all up here, crossed over the bridge, turned in here. We're now at this point here at the biomass heating plant. We're going to come out and we're going to head west out to here to the secondary farm. Actually, what I'm going to do now is buy that. If we look at that and you look at the icons around, there are a few different icons of various different things. If we purchase that, and like I say, it's not cheap, 684,456 to buy all of that, and it adds another sleep trigger in. It also means we own these two plots here. So we do have grapes and olives here, but then these two, which are additional, you can buy a grape and olive plantation section separately if you wish. So out from here, and we'll head west. All of that to the north is all open ground to do whatever you want with. Like I said, it's not cheap. All over the shop. To our right, we've got a little, I suppose, market garden type thing. 3 large greenhouses. You don't own these, but you can purchase them individually if you want to. 10 grand a pop, as you'll see. But you can also buy the plot too. See what we'll do. So I want to double check that as well. Let's buy that. Actually, I'll buy one, just I'm curious. So we're here at the moment. We can buy plot 15, so you own the land as well, so you can put other placeables on it. Let's go out to our landscaping, demolish. Oh, it will let me remove the greenhouse here. So it won't let me to remove the main farm stuff, but I could remove these. So once you've purchased the land, if you've got other greenhouses you want to put on here, or you want to put them in different orientation, or, you know, you could. I wonder if we can take out that shed. No, the shed's fixed in place. Okay. Worth noting. So 3 greenhouses, large. You can buy them and buy the land, and then what you do with them is entirely up to you. From here, we're going to head down to the entrance here. We've got 2 large pasture areas. One for cows, one for chickens. We turn in. The gate was already open. I didn't do that. It's already here. Dialogue box here is for cows. This does 200, I think it was. Yep, 200 cows. So there's your dialogue box. Your milk point is just there with the big tank for collection. We continue on a little bit. We've got slurry point just there. And a bit further on, we've got a point there for feed. I'm not sure about bedding because it's an open pasture. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a cow in. Okay, I put 4 cows in, as you can see. They're very happily, they'll wander off around the pasture, plenty of open space. I do like that about this map. Rather than being enclosed in a small pen, they've got a big old area to move about in. So if we check there, water, milk, straw. It does say straw. So if you want to get manure from this, you'd have to put in a manure heap. I'm assuming it's going to be here. There's not actually a trigger separate for straw bedding. But there is that trigger. Anywho, carrying on from there. The other side, as we come out the gates this end, we have got chickens. The chickens will hold 150, let's open the gate. Feed point for your chickens is just here. Now as far as egg pallets spawning, there isn't an area that seems to be marked. I am making an assumption that this is where they're going to spawn. There's nothing showing on the floor, but it seems odd that you've got the dialogue box there, feed point there. I mean, maybe they won't. They're not going to be too far away, wherever they're going to be. It's not going to be the feed points here and the egg boxes are spawning halfway across the map. It's going to be somewhere here, but there doesn't seem to be an obvious location other than that, really. So from the chickens, we're going to head north to the secondary farm. So I have purchased it, as you've seen. If you haven't purchased it, the sleep trigger won't be showing here at the farmhouse. We do have a sleep trigger and we do have a wardrobe here at the northern farm, just inside the building. Now of all the buildings up here, the only building I could sell was the farmhouse, interestingly. None of the others would or could be removed. I'd say would be removed. They refused, point blank. Yeah, it was only the farmhouse that I could actually sell. So, around the corner here, we've got the seed and fertiliser and lime silo that I talked about earlier. That's just there, 400,000 litre capacity, in and out, just underneath. 2 silage clamps over to the side there. We do have beehives up here, smaller ones, but we do have the honey pallet point there. Another hayloft and another NL1622 2000 silo, 2 million litre capacity. And if we come around here, we've got a nice little pond area with some large sheds. Again, I couldn't remove any of these. Not that you necessarily want to, but I know a lot of people ask when I do a map tour, is it possible? Can you put in your own stuff? You can add to this, of course you can. You own this land, it's nice and flat, so adding other buildings in, other silos, whatever you want to put up here. If you want to add production chains in, there's plenty of space to do it if you wanted to. So from here, we're going to head out. I'll make sure I go the right way. I think when we get to the bottom we go right. To the grapes and olives, which are out here. Okay. So to the north of this road, when you buy that farm, you've got your grapes and your olives at the next plot over. To the south are the 2 plots that you don't own, but you can purchase separately. So from the main farm here, we come down onto this track. Here, we come out here. Like I say, those 2 are included in that whole parcel of land. These 2 are separate, so the ones to the south are the separate ones. But, I mean, they're huge. You're going to get so much stuff off those. Although the work entailed, the bigger the plantation, the more work it's going to entail to harvest them and prep them and mulching and fertilising and stuff like that. But they are all here, and that is the map. And like I say, I haven't come across. I'm going to double check because just to make sure I'm not going mad, you know. Of late, it depends what videos of mine you've been watching. You know, it has happened. Bottom right hand column, collectibles collected 0 of 9. So yeah, there are 9 somewhere. And that is Wastelands by FSPT. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.